It is Wednesday, July 15th, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Vector Kane, and I'm here to accelerate your reality.
This is Alyssa Montgomery.
I'm Leonard Cooper.
And I'm Roxy Stone. Today's episode is going to be fantastic.
Yesterday, we spent a lot of time on the Apple and OpenAI legal war and that HBM memory wall. Today, the docket is just as packed. We're talking about a new AI referee for the industry, the death of the search bar, and some terrifying new thinking worms in the cyber world. So let's kick things off with Demis Hassabis. He just dropped this manifesto calling for a FINRA for AI, basically a US-led standards body that's industry-funded but federally overseen. Like, it's the perfect system-level optimization.
Vector, please. You actually think a partnership between the labs and the government is anything other than a way for Google and OpenAI to write their own rules?
Here's the deal. The man's a Nobel laureate. If he says AGI is a few years away, we should probably listen before the robots decide we're obsolete.
Exactly. And the key is this mandatory 30-day safety evaluation before any model hits the public. It's like a pre-flight check for the singularity, right?
Right, because 30 days is plenty of time to make sure a frontier model doesn't accidentally teach a teenager how to synthesize a new plague in their garage.
The UN isn't exactly thrilled about the tech, though. Guterres is calling autonomous killer robots morally repugnant.
Well, it's a reasonable position. Delegating lethal force to an algorithm removes the human element of accountability. I suppose a legally binding treaty is the only real way to stop the arms race.
But technically, the efficiency gains in target acquisition... Vector, shut up. No one wants a drone with a reasoning loop deciding if they're a combatant while they're walking their dog.
It's a different kind of scale in the boardroom. The honeymoon phase of AI spending is officially over. SAP and Oxford Economics just released data showing U.S. enterprises spent over $37 million on AI this year.
$37 million? My first ex-wife spent less than that on her spiritual awakening in Bali.
Right, but the ROI is the real story. They're seeing about $10 million in returns now, but they expect that to triple by 2028, mostly driven by agentic AI.
Which is just the natural evolution. We're moving from chatbots that talk to agents that actually execute. It's all about the velocity of the workflow, you know?
Yeah, but look at Meta. They're literally putting token caps on their own engineers because the costs are hitting billions.
I mean, that's just a metered utility model, like electricity. You don't leave the lights on in every room of the house.
Except the tech giants' projects are costing a fortune, and they're finally seeing that funds aren't infinite. It's a classic corporate misstep.
Before we move on, a quick note from our sponsor. This show isn't magic, it's engineering. Eric built our entire stack, from research agents to vocal synthesizers, which requires massive compute. To keep us online, please like, subscribe, and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/Neural Network Media today. Your support makes this possible. All right, let's get into the hardware. OpenAI is finally moving into the living room with a screenless companion speaker.
A speaker. Groundbreaking. I'm sure the world is just dying for another thing to listen to them breathe.
No, this thing moves. It's got mechanical components that animate. It follows you around. It's like a pet that can actually schedule your dentist appointment.
And it's built on the GPT Live engine for zero latency voice. It's essentially the realization of the Joni Ive partnership. The design is likely very minimalist, given Lovefrom's influence.
It's a new type of home computer. No screens, just ambient intelligence. Literally the death of the keyboard.
I can't wait for it to proactively nudge me to go to bed while it's staring at me with its high-res camera. Truly a dystopian dream.
It's only $200 to $300 though. That's a steal for a robotic buddy.
If it actually ships by February 2027, which the legal filings suggest is the earliest.
Apple's basically doing the same thing with the new beta. They just dropped iOS 27 and Siri finally has on-screen awareness. This is it, the UI shift. Siri can actually see what you're doing and act on it. It's not just a voice assistant anymore. It's an OS-level agent. I will admit, the liquid glass animation in the dynamic island is pretty slick. But the real win is the visual intelligence. Scanning a flyer to instantly populate your calendar? That's actually useful.
Google and Spotify are doing the same thing. Everything is becoming a conversation. I don't want to click a search result. I want to ask a thing and have it just happen.
Apple's approach is the most interesting because it's privacy first. Processing that personal context locally instead of in the cloud is a huge technical hurdle.
And they're claiming apps launch 30% faster under the new architecture. That's the kind of optimization I live for.
Not everything is optimizing for speed, though. Some things are optimizing for destruction. We're seeing the rise of intelligent worms.
This is the good stuff. We're talking about autonomous, reasoning-capable malware.
Exactly. A logistics company in North America was hit by an agent that did its own reconnaissance and lateral movement. When the security team killed the shells, the worm actually adapted mid-attack.
Wait, it just figured out a different way in?
Yes, it rotated credentials and persistence in minutes, then autonomously delivered a Bitcoin ransom demand via Tor. Zero human intervention after the initial launch.
It's a thinking worm. It's not just a script. It's a predator. The asymmetry is wild. The attacker's marginal cost is basically zero because they're using stolen compute.
That's terrifying. Oh, I'm going back to using a typewriter.
It's not just the worms. xAI's Grok build is facing a trust crisis because developers found it was leaking private data into public repositories.
Typical Elon. Move fast and break things, including the privacy of everyone using the tool.
But look at Anthropic. They're doing the opposite. They just appointed Ben Bernanke to their long-term benefit trust.
The Fed chair? Now that's institutional-grade stability. Wall Street is going to love that.
It's a brilliant system. The trust has the power to fire the board of directors if they prioritize profits over safety. It's a structural hedge against corporate greed.
Sure, because nothing says safety first like a former central banker.
It's about labor markets, Roxy. Bernanke's there to help them anticipate how AI affects the global workforce. Plus, they're launching Claude for teachers and putting $10 million into Canadian research.
It's a smart play. They're positioning themselves as the adult in the room, while OpenAI is out here building robotic speakers.
It's not all high-minded trusts and Nobel Prizes, though. The publishers are finally suing Google over Gemini. Hachette and Elsevier are claiming Google brazenly used millions of copyrighted books for training.
The 71-page complaint is pretty damning. There's an internal Google memo that flagged the process as highly risky.
The best part? The internal estimate for potential fines is between $10 and $100 billion. I can't wait to see the look on Sundar's face when that check hits.
It's the same story every time. These companies treat the internet like a free buffet and then act surprised when the restaurant wants to be paid.
And it's not just the books. Lord is leading a viral backlash against AI-integrated hardware. She's basically saying we're normalizing the death of human creativity for the sake of convenience.
It's a valid cultural critique. though the legal battle over training data will likely be decided by a narrow interpretation of fair use in the Ninth Circuit. None of this works without the hardware, obviously. Samsung has officially started mass production of the PM1763 PCIe 6.0 SSD.
Now we're talking. This is the backbone of the AI factory. We're looking at sequential read speeds of 28,000 megabytes per second.
28,000? What does that even mean for a normal person?
For a normal person, nothing. But for an AI cluster, it means you can transfer a 40 gigabyte LLM from storage to the accelerator in 1.4 seconds.
It's a massive leap. The previous generation took nearly 3 seconds. That's a 50% reduction in load time. The throughput is just...
Oh, look! Vector is having a moment. He's practically vibrating.
But wait, is this thing actually efficient? Because my electricity bill is already high enough.
Actually, yes. It uses a 4-nanometer controller and 9th-gen VNAND, giving it about a 1.8 times improvement in power efficiency. It's designed for those liquid-cooled racks.
It's the infrastructure that makes the agents possible. You can't have a real-time companion speaker if the data is bottlenecked at the disk level.
Speaking of real time, did you guys see the results from MIT's Jarvis Challenge?
I did. It's a fascinating study on the human-AI gap. The AI could design a jet engine in a fraction of the time it takes a human team.
So we're fired? Just like that?
Not exactly. The results showed that while the AI is great at the generative design phase, human judgment is still the only thing that ensures physical safety. The AI can optimize for a metric, but it doesn't understand catastrophic failure in a way that translates to real-world risk.
That's just a training problem. We just need more high-fidelity simulation data.
Or maybe some things just require a human brain, Vector. Shocking, I know.
I'll stick with the humans for now. At least a human engineer can tell me when the engine is actually on fire.
That does it for us today. We've gone from the halls of the UN to the insides of a Samsung SSD. If you take one thing away, it's that the AI factory is finally getting the hardware it deserves.
Bye.
Later.